a little boy with a baseball and a bat said to himself, "I am the greatest batter in the world." He tossed the ball in the air, swung and missed. Strike one. He picked the ball up and he said out loud, "I am the greatest batter in the world." He tossed the ball in the air, took another swing, missed. Strike two. He straightened his cap. He spit on his hands. He picked up that ball and he said at the top of his voice, "I am the greatest batter in the world." He tossed the ball in the air. He took a mighty swing. He missed. Strike three, you're out. And the little boy thought to himself, 3 pitches, 3 strikes. I am the greatest pitcher in the world. Madam Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests, that little boy has an amazing ability. He has the ability to change his perspective. And when you have the ability to change your perspective, you have the ability to change your life. Growing up, my sister and I didn't get along very well. Like many siblings, we bickered. We had a quid pro quo relationship. I teased her, and she tattled on me. As adults, we got along fairly well. I had worked through most of my behavioral issues. Well, many. Okay, some. But it was still difficult, even as adults, because her family was in Florida, and my family's here in Canada. We only got to see each other about once or twice a year. And then, in November of 2010, I had an epiphany. I came to the realization that I needed to reconnect. I needed to reestablish this relationship. Immediately, we began phoning much more often. And then, a few months later, in May of 2011, she found out that she had cancer. As soon as we could, my wife and I got on a plane and we went down to visit her. The 3 of us sat on her bed, going through boxes of pictures and piles of papers, organizing them into 3 scrapbooks, 1 for each of her children. In August, my son and I flew down for another short visit. And in November of 2011, my daughter and I flew down to attend the funeral. My sister was an amazing person. Through her entire ordeal, she had an incredible perspective. Through the midst of her turmoil and her struggles, we laughed. Charlie Chaplin said, "A day without laughter is a day wasted." And we didn't waste one moment. From my sister's point of view, every personality type fits into one of the characters from Winnie the Pooh. When she looked at you, she considered that you were a Tigger, or a Piglet, or an Eeyore. Now, in the world of baseball, my sister would have been a coach. Not the coach from Cheers, although she loved him very much. But like the coach from the movie A League of Their Own. Do you remember the movie with Gina Davis and Tom Hanks? And he says to her, "There's no crying in baseball." No. When my manager called me a bleep, 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 Did I cry? No. And why not? Because there's no crying in baseball. Now, I realize that I do not have complete control over every event in my life. But I only have control over my perspective. And that's why I think that the quote from Marianne Williamson sums it up perfectly. When she said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful. Powerful beyond measure." We often ask ourselves, who am I to be gorgeous, talented, brilliant? Actually, who are you not to be? We were born to make manifest the glory that is within us. And as you believe that about yourself, you give other people permission to believe that about themselves. You are gorgeous. You are talented. You are brilliant. Are you ready now to have a powerful, positive perspective? Think of an area in your life where you have some difficulty. A challenge at work or at home. Now, the next time you come face to face with that problem, laugh or embrace or overcome. And like the story of the little boy with the baseball, you just might become the greatest pitcher in the world. Madam Contest Chair.